Hey everyone, it's the Reef here, and today we're back with another video. This video I wanted to make to, clear some things up about some comments that I had gotten in the last videos, and also how I cycled my tank and what maybe, another new reefer that wants to get into the hobby, what they could do to cycle their tank. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the last video I had gotten a comment about my plans with my tank and why I don't just go bigger instead of getting multiple nano tanks. The current setup that I'm running right now and my RODI unit and even just space in general, I don't have enough to support a 50-60 gallon tank. Now believe me, I would more than love to have a 50-60 gallon tank in my setup, but in the current stage that it's in, I can't support one. But maybe in the future, in the distant future, if I'm still making videos for that long, I'll more than likely end up upgrading to a really big tank. But I'm going to be getting hopefully 2 to 3 new tanks, and I'm not going to be moving all the fish into that next tank. It's more like I'm going to be separating the fishes because, well, the clownfish will probably stay in this tank. The Royal Grama and the little Mandarin will most likely be moving into the new tank that I'm gonna be getting, which is going to be either 20 or 25 gallon long. And the Blenny, I wonder if you can see him, he's in there. A little small. There he is. The Blenny is going to be having his own nano pico tank. Since this guy tends to stay pretty small, I think that's about as big as he's gonna get for a tail spot Blenny. But yeah, so I mean that's the actual plan of separating the fish. Clownfish will probably just stay in here, and Royal Grama, Mandarin, maybe some another new fish or something around there. But hopefully that clears up some of the confusion that we were getting in the last episode, the last videos. And talking about cycling my tank, or how I cycled my tank. So with this in mind, everybody gives different advice, everybody thinks differently, but at the end of the day, it's your tank. Whatever you do to it, you have to take responsibility for it. If it doesn't turn out how you want it, you can't blame it on anybody else, or you can't just do everything to everybody else's liking either, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one looking at the tank every day. So the way that I cycled my tank is I use Dr. Tim's One and Only. I don't have any more with me right now because I used it all, but I used that to start the nitrifying bacteria cycle. So I cycled the tank. Some people like to cycle it for more than a week or even like a month. But me personally, I cycled the tank in about 5 days before I put in my first fish. Well, even then, the first fish, I guess, that I had in here wasn't even a fish. It was actually the hermit crabs. And, it's kind of weird because usually you add your cleanup crew whenever the ugly stage is starting to kick in. But I supplemented them with, wafer pellets, and they did just fine, and they're still doing just fine in here. But after that, obviously the 2 clownfish were first when it came to terms of fish. And, after that, then we just kept expanding. So, yeah, that's what I did to cycle my tank. And as you know, I use activated carbon and Phosguard to help keep my nutrients kind of balanced out. But I am noticing that my nutrients are sitting almost at 0, so I might be skipping a water change or 2 to help them rise back up. But other than that, the tank has been doing great. That little hammer is doing a little bit better than he used to. This hammer's fine. I just turned on the lights like about an hour and a half ago, so a lot of the corals are still puffing up a little bit. Usually this torch is really, really long. And here's a new little guy right here. I got my first anemone. It's a rock flower anemone, and I like it. It looks really nice, especially under the blue light. But and I'm still dealing with this aptasia problem. I got rid of some of it, but there's little guys in the sand. See, there's one right there. So they're probably spreading. There's another one right there. Just can't really get it to focus. There's a bigger one right behind the Duncan. You can see that one actually a little bit better. So yeah, and talking about Duncan, Duncan is doing amazing. He's got tons of little hairs growing out of him. There's like 3 really big ones in the back. And that's probably it for what I did to cycle my tank and, you know, some Q&A. So if you guys have any other questions, this video was kind of short, but definitely leave it in the comment section if you guys want me to talk about something else in another video. Or maybe if you guys have any questions on my setup or what exactly I'm running, you could either check out the first video that I posted. But if you want something more in depth about the specific things that I'm using to run my setup, then definitely leave a comment and I'll be more than happy to make a separate video about that. So in case you guys want me to go into my light or what kind of filtration I'm running, what kind of wave maker I'm using, and you know, all that good stuff, then definitely. But yeah, thanks everybody again for stopping by, and I hope to see you again in the next one.